Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and today we're finally talking about a massive upcoming overall mod coming to Fallout New Vegas called Star Wars Open World. I actually first encountered Star Wars Open World quite a while ago actually. I've been keeping my eye on it ever since I joined this server called the Creator Network. When I first seen the Star Wars mod, I was sitting there just in awe because I was like, how the hell is this mod not being covered? So I actually sent, because I was during, I think it was during uni, and I sent the video over to Juicehead, who actually made a video on it, who politely enough actually credited me in the video, so that was polite of him, man, that was cool. But yeah, today I finally talk about it, today I finally make a video on it, because I made a thumbnail the second I discovered it, and I'm finally get to use it, so yeah. Star Wars Open World is a massive overall mod for Fallout New Vegas that completely strips down the base game and rebuilds it into a full-blown RPG set in the Fallout universe. I'll be honest with everyone here, I quite like Star Wars, but when it comes to games, I've always felt like there's this certain itch with Star Wars games that none of them have ever fully scratched, you know? Like, even after playing Knights of the Old Republic 2, which is a fantastic RPG for Star Wars, it can never really scratch just that certain role-playing itch for me when it comes to Star Wars projects. To be fair, I think all this time I've actually been waiting for a Bethesda-style Star Wars game where you can be and do whatever you want, and you don't need to be a Force user like a Jedi or a Sith. Firstly, this project is vastly underappreciated compared to other Fallout mod projects like London or Miami, because this mod has been in development for years, like proper years, and no one has noticed. It's weird. Only recently people have noticed, and there's Eurogamer articles and stuff. It's just fantastic to see. Anyway, so let's dive into some details about the mod. Let's fully dig into the nitty gritty and see what we can uncover. First off, I want to explore some story details, so let's dive right in. In the story, we are uprooted from our home and thrown into the galaxy far, far away for the very first time, experiencing it from an outsider's perspective. Abducted by slavers and recovering from the initial shock, we are left with no choice but to join a small crew planning an escape from captivity, all while the rising tide of the newly founded First Galactic Empire sweeps across the galaxy. The story will take place in the very early years of the Galactic Empire, during its push for supremacy. The story will have a darker tone and it will be driven totally by the player's choice. The mod will have 4 different ways to play the game: Dark Side, Light Side, Grey and Sandbox. Each side will have a different conclusion, and each faction might have different companions depending on how many voice actors are available. The story will have a lot of cause and effect in it, holding the player accountable for some actions, giving a more realistic telling of our favourite universe. This description is absolutely fantastic, and I really hope they achieve everything they want to do. I know this specific time period between like episode 3 and 4 is being used for quite a lot of recent Star Wars projects, but it's just a very good period for storytelling. I was actually watching The Bad Batch there the other day on Disney Plus, and one aspect they brought up was the removal of clones in favour of enlistments. I would love the opportunity to enlist in the Empire as part of like this whole dark side story, or maybe Grey. Honestly though, outside of this, I can just imagine myself becoming fully immersed in this world, or worlds, as we'll get into in a little bit. Just having that potential ability of role-playing as a merc and just shooting up some stormtroopers just sounds absolutely brilliant to me. Star Wars Open World will be set across numerous planets. Despite this, the game will actually be entirely open world, meaning you can freely move around between these planets, or at least that's the impression I got. When it comes to the planets, you can expect a good number of recognisable Star Wars worlds. Right now the team has developed 12 planets, I think, with the intention of creating as many as possible. Tank Girl, the project lead of the mod, says that a few planets will be mandatory for the story, which makes me think that all these other planets will just be completely optional to visit and you don't need to pay them any mind whatsoever. But you know, if you want the good shit and you're a completionist and you want to do all the side quests, go to the planets, experience them. What's pretty cool is that after you complete the mod, or at least the game's introduction, you get access to every planet off the bat. Which means you aren't really forced to go down a linear path where you have to unlock planet by planet, kinda like the Outer Worlds and other more linear RPGs. Most, if not all of the planets as well, are popular Star Wars locations such as Tatooine, Hoth, and Kashyyyk. Another cool thing to note about this mod is that it won't use any assets from the base Fallout New Vegas game, so everything you see on screen was created entirely for the mod. Tank Girl has listed a few things you can expect in the mod, which, if these are actually featured, would be absolutely amazing. These new features for the mod that are listed are new crafting elements, a vast array of weapons, factions, multiple endings to situations, which is interesting, lots of side quests, a bounty hunting system, plenty of player homes, new companions, and lots more. One thing that sparked my brain there, just for a wee second, you can probably hear it in my voice when I was reading it, bounty hunting. In Star Wars. It sounds like a beautiful dream came true. I really hope they do go all in with this system. I do hope they just completely just do it up, and to be honest, I just want to live in my Mandalorian Boba Fett like fantasy. I want to be in a spaceship, go to different planets and hunt for this guild. That's what I want to do. Another cool feature of this mod is the character creator, because you actually get to choose what species you are. We don't really know what kind of species you can be, but if I were to take a guess, most likely the ones you see in the screenshots, which means you can play as a Wookiee. There you go. There will also be joinable factions in the game, like I said before. Who these factions are, we don't really know just yet, but if you're a Fallout fan, you can definitely cook up a few ideas. One of them being the Bounty Hunting Guild, for example. There you are. Each faction has their own bundle of side quests and also provide their own companion, which is interesting. I'm curious if it will be like vanilla New Vegas, where you can't join, or at least be in too much favour with one faction then try and join another. An example of this being, you can't be too friendly and join the NCR and then be like, okay, let's go join the Legion, because they won't like that. It's like trying to be a Jedi and then joining the Empire. It just doesn't work. This mod is just insane. It's just insane. The amount of ambition with it is just simply crazy, since the mod is only being developed by 2 people. So for those eager to jump into the world of New Vegas Star Wars, I would say temper your expectations, temper the hype for right now. Don't get like too hyped when you see it. I know it's very easy, because when I'm reading this out loud, I am getting hyped myself, but I really just want to tell you guys, okay, this mod will not come out for the next 10 years. I just want to say that right now. This mod will not release in the next 10 years, because if you think about it, right? New California, full team behind that. It's a small DLC size mod. It uses a lot of Fallout assets, and that took 7 years to make. Now imagine a Fallout mod that takes place across multiple planets with entirely new assets. Yeah, it's going to be a while before you see this mod. But again, there's a lot of progress that's been made. There's a lot of visual stuff that you can see. There's a lot of like extended gameplay that you can see as well. So progress is being made. So yeah, that was Star Wars Open Worlds. What do y'all think about it? Are you excited for the mod, or are you just not really that into Star Wars? Let me know down in the comments below. So anyway, thank you all for watching the video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.